Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I'm not really sure what we're gonna get up to in this video. I guess I'm just gonna kind of bring y'all along for today and show y'all what we get up to. It's a beautiful day today. I think it's supposed to storm later, and so that's probably why it's so cool this morning. I went ahead and brought the kids out, so we're just kind of hanging out outside, doing whatever we kind of feel like. If you caught the last video, I did just an at-home soil sample test of my garden beds, and turns out they're severely lacking in nutrients, which I kind of figured with how my plants just are not growing very well. So I did yesterday go and get some plant food, so that's really the only thing I really need to do today is just feed all these garden beds. Hopefully that will help. Other than that, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. So I'm just getting everything set up to go ahead and feed these plants. This is the plant food I got. I just got it from Lowe's. Since I got all new soil last year and this year, new compost topped over all the beds, I didn't really expect to need to feed my garden. I know that's probably a silly assumption, but I just assumed I didn't have to until like next year or the year after. But since I did notice my plants just not producing like I felt like they should, especially with the time and care I've kind of put into them, I was like, something's going on. So I went ahead and did the soil test and saw that I was severely depleted, like I said. And so the reason I went with this one is because right here it says 18-18-21. So 18% nitrogen, 18% phosphorus, and then 21% potassium. I felt like that really couldn't hurt. I, again, don't know too much about it, so I just wanted to find something with the highest number. That way I can really kind of get the nutrients into the soil. I'm hoping it doesn't shock them with it being so high and there's already plants in the ground. But honestly, at this point, like my pepper plants, they're about the size that I got the plants 2-3 months ago. So I'm really not too worried if it does kind of shock the plants. I don't think it's that big of a deal. They're not doing anything anyways. But it says to mix 1.5 teaspoons, per gallon of water. So I'm just gonna fill up this bucket, or this little pitcher right here. I thought I had like a watering pail. Turns out I don't. So I'm just gonna try to use this pitcher. I know it's not as efficient as like a watering pail or like a plant feeder spray, but we're just gonna make it work. I think it'll be fine. And like I said, my kids are out here, so if you hear anything crazy noises or hollering, it's just them. Also, before I start feeding the garden, I wanted to show you these tomatoes that I picked out this morning. If you see all these little holes in the tomatoes and wonder, what could have done that? That would be my chickens. They have started eating the tomatoes. They were leaving them alone all season, and now they're starting to get into them. So I'm just gonna try to pour this as evenly around as I can. Like I said, I know this is not the best method. I think I'm gonna try to do like a gallon per garden bed. So I'm just gonna go through here in different layers and pour it. So I just poured the 1 gallon in this garden bed, but this is a pretty big bed. It's a 4-foot by 8-foot bed, and I just don't feel like it really made a difference. Like, I tried to target around the plants, but I still think that it's not enough. So I'm gonna just come with a 2nd gallon and just fill in some of these gaps that I can see are pretty dry. But about the chickens, I'm not as worried about them getting in our garden bed. I actually just ran 2 out of our tomato bed. They just really started messing with the plants this week. And we're already having some issues with them right now anyways, because I think that they're laying their eggs somewhere else. We have 14 chickens that are like old enough and they're like our laying hens. And we were getting 14 eggs a day, but now we're getting like between 6 to 10 a day. And so I think that they're laying somewhere else. And so yesterday night, or I guess last night, we went ahead and ordered a big kind of electric poultry netting. That way we can kind of keep them contained, but still kind of move around the netting, because right now our chickens are free range and we like them to be free range. But this way we can kind of keep them semi-corralled and not just like in a set like chicken run or anything. So we'll move them all around the yard. Probably out the field a little bit, and just kind of change where they are. That way they're still going all over the yard, but they're not just having free reign. So I'm going to mix up another one and probably move on to the next bed. But I think once that netting comes in a few days, you know, they won't be in the garden. We won't have this issue. And that's also why we got more chicks. We weren't really planning on it, but you know, we do sell eggs and we have just too many orders. We can't keep up with the amount of chickens we have now. Like we are starting to have to turn people away, and we do have the chicks. There's another chicken getting my tomatoes. Yeah, I'm ready for that netting. Oh, but what I was saying is we have so many egg orders that we are having just to turn people away because we can't keep up with the demand. And even though we have all these chicks that we had gotten a few months ago, which should be starting to lay eggs in a few weeks, like we are expecting even more orders than they can help us keep up with. So we went ahead and got a whole bunch of chicks. That way we can keep up with the eggs. But, you know, the egg orders, it's a pretty good business for us. And the fact that we think that they're laying their eggs somewhere else is not good, because we aren't able to find them and sell them. So we got the netting. Hopefully it will solve a lot of our problems. But another benefit of having that electric netting is we don't just have to use it for the chickens. Like if we decide that we actually don't like it for the chickens and want to do something different, like that netting won't go to waste. We also recently got some turkey chicks, and so when the turkeys, you know, get big enough that they are growing out of the little coop we have them in now, we can use it for the turkeys. If we don't like it then, we can kind of make it work for like our goats and stuff. So it really is going to be multi-purpose. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it'll be a good solution for us. So, and I am going to cut some of these flowers later. I have some really gorgeous ones that are ready to be picked. So I'll kind of do that while I'm out here too. I actually want to show you a few of these flowers because they look really nice. I've got a few zinnias that are pretty big, especially this one, which I think is so gorgeous. It's massive. Whew, a bug. I've got another one up here that's really large. I've got a few of these green ones. This one is probably over time to pick. It's looking a little rough. I've got some marigolds that have bloomed up here and a few smaller ones down there. Some of these candy stripe zinnias. And then I've got some cosmos that have bloomed. This cosmo, which is just super pretty. When it first bloomed, it was like a bright white, and now it's got like a pinky undertone. And then I've got one up here that will open up probably later today or tomorrow. But the flowers are doing pretty good. I definitely wish I would have packed more in here. And I do have some plant starts that I did last week. So I should be able to fill out this bed a little bit more. So I just picked this bouquet of flowers. It turned out really nice. All I've got in here are some cosmos like this one and some of the orange ones, a bunch of different kinds of zinnias throughout here, and then a few little marigolds. So just for 3 flowers, not too bad of a little arrangement here. We do have plans starting this fall, which I will kind of make videos here in the future about it. But I am going to be doing a flower farm for all of next year. But I'm going to go ahead and start this fall, like sowing some seeds that need to be planted in the fall. That way they bloom early spring. So we'll be doing that here towards the end of the year, which I'm really excited about. But we'll talk about that another time. But this is just so exciting to see these blooms coming this year. That way, you know, it's getting me ready for next year when I really do the full thing, you know, the full flower farm. But I think I am getting a little bit better, and so I'm really excited to do that. So I think that's going to be it for the garden right now. I'm just coming up here checking on our animals. We've got little baby following me here, and she's doing great. And then we've got a bunch of the other goats just up here chilling in the shade. They were just kind of out walking around, but they're up here for now. That brown one right there sitting up by the tree should be twinning anytime soon here in the next few weeks. We should be expecting those from her. And here is our rooster right over here. He is a leghorn. I don't really care for the looks of him, but my husband really liked the look of him. And we got him from the same person we got the chicks from. It was kind of just a last minute thing. We went for the chicks, and then we just started talking about different animals she had. It was just kind of a last minute thing. We just kind of got to talking about different chickens and roosters and stuff, and she actually had a few for sale. And the biggest hesitation with us with a rooster, we wanted a rooster again, but the reason we didn't keep our old rooster around is because, you know, I do have a few kids. They're little, and he was just awful. Like anytime anybody would walk outside, not just the kids, but like myself or anyone else, he would just run up and attack them for no reason. He was an awful rooster. So we haven't had a rooster since him, but the lady did assure us that she doesn't keep roosters that are not nice either. She had a few roosters around her house, and she had a little kid out there as well, and so we feel pretty good that hopefully, as long as the kids don't do anything to the rooster should leave us alone as well. So we'll have him around, just kind of guarding our hens. And he is still pretty young. She said he just now started crowing. So I'm expecting him to get a little bit bigger, hopefully kind of fill out some and get some nice tail feathers on him. But he is our rooster for right now. You ready to go, little girl? Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go.